Called my guys up at Procharger, and they sent me a kit for it. Air-to-air, the P1SC Procharger. We're gonna cram some injectors in this thing, load a tune-up in it, and fire the thing up. Hey, what's up everybody? Daddy Dave, Street Outlaws. Show you the finished project. Everything still looks pretty much stock except for the air box being gone. The big Procharger, and of course the Procharger whistle. Other than that, it's pretty much a stock, pretty stock looking. We didn't have to get into the motor, modify it, cam, nothing like that. Like I said, it was just stock 4.8. I told Procharger that's exactly how it was going to stay. I just got done downloading the tune. Procharger sends you this from Diablo Sport. Got all the settings in it already for the bigger injectors, timing modifications for the boost. Turn the key, fire it up, see if it starts. If I did everything right, we should be good. I got a little bit of a mist for all the fuel that poured down in the holes when I pulled the injectors out of the rails. Smooth out though. I call that success.
Great success.
Pick everything up, get it off the lift, take it out for a test drive and see how it rides. First maiden voyage, as they like to call them, test drive. As you can tell, still cold out here in Oklahoma. Snow on the side of the roads. You can definitely hear the blow off. I ain't really laid into it yet. Trying to get some heat in it because it's 20 some degrees out here. So far it seems pretty well mannered. It's not gonna set the world on fire or set records with it. It's just meant to be a fun little cruiser. Might call the boys over at Quick Performance, get a rear gear for it, maybe a posi unit if they don't have one in it. I don't think I've ever tried to do a burnout or even get on this thing, so I don't know if it has a posi unit in it or not, but a rear gear never hurts and it always helps. Well, it's got the Procharger whine to it. Makes boost. This kit's super easy to install. Like I said, the only struggle I had was the boost pipes. Messing with the big rubber boost, trying to keep them all positioned and get them all turned right, keep them on the metal tube that it clamps to. Can be a struggle, but if you're mechanically inclined, it shouldn't be a big issue. The Diablo tuner, super easy. It pretty much does everything for you. You're only allowed what Procharger sends you, and there's like one tune in it. It's theirs. It's safe. So we don't bother modifying it. These things you can't make a bunch of power with anyways because of the stock fuel pump. They just don't have the fuel system to keep up with high horsepower. That's why this kit's just designed to be a fun little everyday driver. This is gonna make someone a cool little truck. I'll put the rear gear in it, lower it down a little bit, get it setting level, get it sitting right. But we got some heat built up. Spun the tire. Broke loose about 25-30 mile an hour when the boost came in, and it sounded like just one wheel over here, so probably definitely needs a posi unit and some gear to it. Not too shabby though, easy to install, definitely a horsepower increase. It's got a cool blow off noise. Keep in mind, stock manifolds, catalytic converters, stock muffler, stock tailpipe. Everything is just bone stock with a P1SC on it. Cool little truck to cruise around, grocery getter. Makes cool noises. So we'll get back to the shop and assess the rear end. So after the maiden voyage, pretty sure it's got If it has a posi unit in it, it's probably worn out, or it may have just a single track rear end in it. But we need to take the cover off, see what's in there, and of course probably going to put a posi unit in it and change the gears in it. They went to these big 20-inch tires, which pretty sure didn't come factory on this truck, so it kind of killed the power in it. Speedometer's off. It just throws the ratio off because the tire is so much taller. So we'll probably change the gear in it. That should get everything correct. Put a posi unit in it, and that thing should have, it's kind of like tricking the motor to thinking it's bigger. Anytime you can put gear in it, it'll help it. So we're going to jerk this cover off, see what we're working in, call our guys at Quick Performance, get a posi unit and a set of gears coming. If you have ever done rear gears or much of the rear end, you know how horrible these things stink. The worst smell ever. The cover's kind of loose. That's probably why looks like it's been leaking. Yeah, that's a good sign right there that someone's been in it. It's got blue silicone all over it. So whoever did this obviously didn't know what they was doing. I always take all the bolts out except for the top one. And I just break it loose but leave it in there. That way when you pry the cover, it don't come flying off of there and you make a big old mess. Yeah, that fluid's really clean. So that just tells me, yes, for sure somebody's been in here. And there wasn't a lot of fluid, so good thing we checked it. So we're going to take this and all the bolts over to the parts washer. Put the truck in neutral so we can turn the rear end. Okay, definitely is not a posi unit. If it was a posi unit, it'd have clutches on each side of the spider gears, but it has none. So it's just a single track rear end. Let's see what gear is on there. That's a sloppy one too. There should be some numbers on the ring gear right there. It'd be 12 and 41. So GM 10 bolt, 8.5 inch diameter ring gear, the 342, and I believe the next one up from there in a GM is a 373. So, and that's an all-around good gear, good for cruising down the highway, overdrive. This truck has overdrive, so it won't be tacked real high on the RPMs. You can still cruise it down the highway. So I'll call my boys at Quick Performance and get that on order. As soon as they come in, we'll come out here and we'll switch that out real quick and show you how it's done. But for now, I'm gonna silicone the cover back on, fill it back up all the way, because it's gonna take a few days to get the parts, and I still want to drive this thing around. This is the new posi unit.